Hey everyone, welcome to the Final Cut. Mark the Movie Man here, and today I'm going to take a look at a brand new, fresh, independent horror film. I know, big surprise right on this show. And we're looking at Live Evil, brought to us by the director and writer Ari Krishenbaum. Now, most films can be put into, usually horror films can be put into one category: slasher film, ghost film, supernatural, ensemble horror film, zombie film. But this film, Live Evil, has its own identity in the fact that it kind of traverses all of those types of categories for horror films, and basically establishing itself with a unique identity, and I really enjoyed that. Ari Krishenbaum giving us the story of a small town sheriff deputy, Hancock, who ends up arresting this person after witnessing a really horrendous crime at a house, and they put this person in the jail cell, but she realizes something is off about this person. Something supernatural is going on with them, and she is right, because soon her and her fellow deputies, as well as people around this supernatural force, start getting subjected to psychic attacks, and some of them are even taken over and doing things, evil things, that you would normally not see them do. And we see how the sheriff deputy and the sheriff try to deal with that, all the while the town is being overrun by the undead, who have decided to get out of their graves and take a walk towards the police station. Live Evil I enjoyed quite a bit, not only for its unique identity of the fact that it does all these different categories, it covers all of them, but also just the performances of the actors in this film. Now, we got Charlene Amoya playing Deputy Hancock, and it's a very strong female role, always great to see on camera, but a very smart character as well. She figures things out fairly quickly, and it does a good job of convincing her fellow sheriffs, deputies, and the sheriff, as well as some of the town folks, of exactly what's going on. And I enjoyed the performance by everybody, the way they wrote these characters, because they aren't complete denial of what's going on. You could tell they are struggling the entire time of trying to figure out exactly what this evil presence is, but all the while coming to the reality that regardless of what they believe, these things are happening. So I enjoyed that struggle, and all the characters do really well with that in their own way. You also have Vladimir Kulich in here playing the sheriff. Really enjoyed his character. Each of these characters is very unique and never felt cookie cutter. Look for Vince M. Ward from The Walking Dead in here. He has a particularly humorous scene that I enjoyed on the roof of the sheriff's station. One of the many moments, that I found myself laughing out loud at this film, because there is humor worked in along with the dramatic and the horrific events that happen in this film. As I said, it covers the gambit of different things. Also look for Tony Todd to show up in here. He's got a small screen presence. He doesn't get a whole lot of scenes, but the scenes he is in as the preacher of the small town, I always enjoy seeing him on screen, and he makes the most of it. Now, the special effects in here looked really good, especially the practical makeup effects. I loved what they did with the Walking Dead in here, as well as some of the gore in here as well. There's not a whole lot of gore, but when there is blood, it is effective and it looks well done. There is some CGI effects in here, for the most part looked decent too for the budget that they shot this on. Now, there is one shot in a graveyard that I thought looked a little bit cheesy and didn't look quite the quality of the rest of the film, but for the most part the CGI effects do not stand out as CGI. They look decent and almost Hollywood high budget level, so they did a good job there, especially with the supernatural entity. The music in here, I liked kind of the sparse synth music that they have in here, kind of a throwback to John Carpenter. A lot of things in here, you can see a lot of influences from other horror films, but it's not trying to be those, it's trying to be its own, and I think it does that very well. Folks, Live Evil, I think, is definitely worth your time if you're a fan of indie film, if you're a fan of any of these actors in this film, or if you're just looking for something different in your horror film. I gave it 4 stubs. Live Evil, I think, is going to be worth your time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the twists they put in here and the refreshingly kind of original story they were going for presenting in this film, and I think you will too if you're a fan of the indie films or any of these performers, as I said. So check it out. If you've seen Live Evil, please leave your comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this indie horror film. And thank you so much for your support. We're growing in subscribers all the time. I'm doing this because of you guys. You guys rock, all my movie maniacs out there. Tell your friends, have your friends tell their friends. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers by our 10-year anniversary in July. Yes, 10 years I've been here. So thank you so much. And as always, keep that ticket stub.